Cream, aka Miss Cream of the Crop, and welcome to Cream's World. I'm so excited to have you guys viewing this interview today because I have the unicorn with me, and I know that you see our smiles because there's a lot of stuff that happened behind the scenes, but it is what it is. So I'm really excited to have her here with me, and I want to make sure that you guys watch the interview all the way to the end because we're going to give you her contact information, and I want you guys to make sure that you support her platform, support my platform, but make sure you definitely follow her and keep up with everything that she has going on. So without further ado, I'm going to allow her to introduce herself to you guys, and then we'll get right into all things the unicorn.
All right, hi guys. As she said, I am the unicorn, the only one you will ever meet. Okay, I am a mother, I am a poet, I am a model, actress, and I also dibble and dab in a little bit of photography. So,
and you guys thought I had 10 jobs. That's the reason that we were laughing at the beginning of the video. If you saw the bloopers, then you'll understand. If not, go back and watch the bloopers. But anyway, so let's just go ahead and start with the obvious question. You know, get out the normal interview questions. So, how did you get started in poetry, and what sparked your interest in wordplay?
So I have been writing poetry since I was in grade school.
Mm-hmm.
It's just something that I always got into because my aunt would write and I would read her poetry.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, I can do things like that. And it just inspired me to, you know, put my feelings on paper so I don't harbor feelings so much.
Right.
Let it out.
Mm-hmm.
So I would, you know, write, and then I kind of lost sight of writing because a previous relationship. You know, people influence you. So
yes.
I stopped writing for about 6 years,
Mm-hmm.
and then
whoa, 6 years?
6 years.
Oh my gosh.
And then my little duo,
Mm-hmm.
my boyfriend, we do poetry together,
Okay.
and he got me back into writing.
Mm-hmm.
So I started writing, and then
Crazy,
I started
that thing
performing.
called love.
Mm-hmm.
It can stop you and it can inspire you.
Yep. So then I started writing back, and then I met Kiera and with Temple of Passions.
Yes.
And
you guys should know who she is by now. She's all over my channel, all over my page. But anyway, keep going. This is about the unicorn.
so, and I was just like, hey, you know, thanks for letting us come to one of your events. It was nice. I loved it. I write a little bit, and she was just like, oh, you got time to record something. So I sent it to her, and she's like, all right, your book, so I need you on this day at this time. And I was like, oh my God, it's really happening.
Right.
But after that, you know, it was just like adrenaline, and I loved it.
Yes. You know, a lot of times people that have never been on stage or have some form of what they think is stage fright. I think most people are afraid of things they've never done before, so they think they have stage fright, and it's unless you've experienced being on stage, you can't really say you have stage fright. So I think most people are just nervous about the experience, but what they fail to realize is that those butterflies and that nervous energy is what makes your performance so dope. It makes it so amazing. And you know, I've been on stage since I was like 3 years old, and honestly, it does not go away. Even Beyonce says that she still gets nervous, and a lot of entertainers say they still get nervous, and a lot of them say if you no longer get nervous before you go on stage, then that means that
you should probably stop.
There's something wrong. Like it's the end of your career. But every single artist that, you know, interviews I've ever watched, no matter what genre of entertainment they're in, whether it's theater, whether it's movies, whether it's, you know, stage acting, which is kind of like, you know, there's improv, there's different types of stage acting. People are like, you already said theater. But anyway, whether you're a singer, whatever, dancer, almost everyone says they feel nervous before they go on stage. And it doesn't matter if you perform night after night, you still get that nervous energy because you want your performance to be exactly what it is in your mind.
Exactly.
And it's the same way that I am, even if I'm not on stage, if I'm doing interviews and this is something that I love to do, and I do it all the time, but before every single interview, you know, I'm like, all right, hopefully this looks good. I hope it sounds right. And at the end, I'm always asking the camera guy, how did that look? Did I look good? Did it sound good? Did I do right? I'm like it on my radio show. So it's just amazing that after all these years, you still get that nervous energy. And that means that you still love this.
I don't care what it is. Before any event that I host, I'm just like, Do we still have 5 minutes?
Yes. For some reason, TMI. I always feel like I have to pee. It's like
Yes.
it's like,
Butterflies
but
on
it
his
happens
back.
as soon as like it's go time. I'm like, but I have to pee,
Mhm.
and it's like 5 minutes before that I was cool, calm, collected, and it's like, why do I have to pee right now?
Yep.
I have no time to run all the way to the bathroom. But then once you get on stage, you get into what you're doing, it goes away. And but I love that. I love that feeling. So speaking of loving that feeling, you're doing your thing with Temple of Passions. Besides love, what else inspires you to write? What else inspires you to perform and keep going?
Pain. Pain, everyone can relate to pain, and everyone has had some form of pain in their life. So pain is where I get all of my poetry from. Like I said, we all go through it.
Yes.
And to let it go and not to be so angry and so hurt, I let it on paper. I let my pen bleed.
Yeah. Yes, yes.
So, I internalize a lot. Even though people say I'm not, or I don't seem like I am very introverted, especially with people that I don't know. I'm always quiet, I'm sitting to the side. But if I'm around a group of people that I know, you get the unicorn.
Yes, yes.
That's who you get.
I'm like that too.
That's
I'm
what
like
you
that
get.
too. Yeah. I can
So-
totally relate. People are just like, you're not. I'm like, bruh, you only knew. I'm an observer.
Exactly. So yeah, that and just life experiences, anything that I went through, or anything that I go through on a daily, I just let it out on paper.
Yes.
And that's where I leave it. I don't like to take it with me day after day. I leave it there. And
isn't it an amazing feeling to be able to have a creative outlet to let those feelings go? Just imagine where you would be or who you would be if you didn't have this outlet.
I probably would not be here.
Well, I'm glad that she has this creative outlet, because I definitely am excited to have you here, happy to have you here, and I'm pretty sure people that know you very well are happy that you're here as well.
Yeah.
So who are some of your favorite poets or writers, authors, wordsmiths?
So I'm really big on music. I love music.
Yes. Okay.
But Maya Angelou, I grew up reading her poetry, and I'm like, oh, girl, yes. So I'll say, is one of my favorites.
How did you introduce her?
My aunt.
Okay.
My aunt. So Maya Angelou is one of my favorites, just because that was the first one I was introduced to. And as far as like wordsmiths, I like to think of like our rappers as wordsmiths. So Lauryn Hill, I loved her. She inspired me. Common, Nas, they inspired me. Lil Wayne, people sleep on Lil Wayne, but his wordplay is crazy.
I think people that don't understand linguistics sleep on Lil Wayne. People that do understand linguistics, they get him. And they pick up on every single double entendre, every little intricacy, just...
Yes. And I'm just like, oh. I see you. So I like to do my poetry like that. Like my words will have double meanings, or they'll have more than one meaning, or I'll play off that word.
Yeah.
So I mean, art is an imitation of life.
It really
is. Imitates art. So if you can't really pull inspiration from around you, then there is definitely a big problem.
And that's one of the things that I feel that artists fail to realize. Is traveling is important. Experiencing new things is important. A lot of times, especially, we were just talking about rap. A lot of rappers in inner cities are just like, oh, I need to keep it real. I gotta do this with my street only, in my neighborhood. I gotta rep this. But it's like, after a while, your art becomes repetitive if you don't experience new things. So like you said, you got to experience pain to write about it. You got to experience love to write about it.
Exactly.
You got to experience highs and lows to write about it. But even in those aspects, you still want to experience new things in order to get inspired. Because if you're in love and you're still in love, and you've been in love and in love and in love, within that love, you still need new experiences with that love to still be able to create.
And not even just that. It's just like so I'm the type of person, if I hear the same thing over and over and over, I'm just like, I'm done listening to you. This is all you write about?
Right.
I love it, but can you give me something different?
Exactly, yes.
Like with, so I'm one half of the Super Team. So Super Team Poetry. And, you know, we write about our little love story and everything. And I'm just like, baby, we got to go deeper. He's like,
right.
what you mean? I'm like, the pain. Let's let him hear about the arguing, the struggles, the pain, all that. And he was just like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, we got to let it out there. You know, people want to know us. We got to give them us. You know, you can't make it and get big if people feel like you are too perfect and you are behind a wall. Let's show them everything.
And I think that's what Beyonce had to realize, that it's okay to have a private life, and I understand why she was protecting her privacy, but after a while she was just like, I can't take this. I have to give my fans what I'm living. I have to be honest with myself. And she gave us Lemonade, and that was one of the most cohesive and creatively put together pieces of work that she's done, from the videos to the album. And I feel like that was the last thing that she needed to do to become completely free, because Beyonce was already a free woman. She was struggling to be a free woman, you could tell, because she'd already freed herself from her father and all these other things, but she was holding back when it came to her relationship and emotionally, and putting that into her music. But if you really listen to her music, she was giving us hints for a long time.
But this is just like,
but this time she was like, listen, this is about me. You know, because before it was kind of like, it just seemed like she was singing songs about other people's lives. But if you listen to Lemonade and you go back and think about some of the other songs that she's written, you're like, this entire time she's been telling us what she's been going through, but she just wasn't free enough to come out and say, this is me. This is what I'm experiencing. And then from her being open and free, it sparked Jay-Z to make 444. It sparked him to make, you know, all those videos that went along with. Hey guys, it's Cream, aka Miss Cream of the Crop, and welcome to, I'm sorry. Go back. Delete that part. Just delete that part. Not the other part.